Hello and welcome. This is very important part of this video series. Actually, in this video, we're going to implement our payment methods. So that's why it's very interesting. So let me just get started. Let me log into an account. I'm just providing passwords here. Then hit login. It says login successful. So actually, in this video, we're going to process our payments. Now the cart is empty, but what we're going to do? Firstly, let me show you here. If you hit this order page, you can see your previous order and its status, the prices. And when you place order, you can see here these two payments is recently did. I did these two payments and you can see these two payments here. We'll implement everything, but the main features is our payment system. So that's why let me add some products. So hit this wall menu and then let me choose some menu. For example, let me choose these on. So the product is added, choose these on, and maybe we can choose these on. Okay, these three items is added. You can see the smooth features here, so you can increase or decrease, it's no matter, we have implemented it previously. But in today's video we're going to proceed checkout. So here you can see the total item is three items here and the total price is 62.70. And now we'll just pay this bill and just check complete the order. So that's why, so hit this proceed checkout. If you hit this proceed checkout, here you can see the order summary. So the total price was 62.7. Then here you can see number of items. You can show other details, but to keep this application simple, I just showing these two fields. Okay, no matters. So here you can see you can pay with debit card or credit card. So for this paying the bill, let me choose a just test card from here. And now we are just testing this purpose, so that's why we're just doing this test card. So we just paste our card number. It's a Visa card, you can see it's a Visa card, and you have to pay a date, so valid date for this card. Maybe we can just try it with a wrong date. So for example, previous year, you can see already the error is showing, but we will just show that error greatly. So I just typing CBC here, and now zip codes, you have to choose as zip codes. Maybe this is okay. If you hit pay, then you will see a warning here, your card expiration year is passed. So this card is not valid right now. Let me fix this one. So maybe we can use a future date, maybe 27. Then let me just incorrect this CVC and try it. Then it will say your security code is incomplete, so CVC is incorrect. Okay, let me try a new CVC. That's fine. Then what we do, we change the wrong zip code. So maybe this is a wrong zip code and hit the postal code is incomplete. So you have to provide proper card details to proceed payments, otherwise you can proceed. So that's why that's fine. Now let me correct everything. So I correct everything. I just provide a card numbers, date, expired date, then zip CBC, security code, and then zip code. So if you did everything properly and hit this pay, is the okay. The transaction is done. You can see the payments info is sent successfully and the payments is successfully done. So if you just successfully paid, then you will get or receive a transaction ID here. Okay, so if you have transaction ID and then if you hit okay, then you redirect to the order page. Here you can see your last order is this order and the price is this price. So the price is perfectly captured and now the order is pending. That means the admin of this website doesn't accept your order yet. So when he just active your order, then you can see active status, but right now it's pending. So now let me see the price is accepted by Stripe. So if you go to your Stripe dashboards and refresh, then you can see the last amounts, the paid amounts was these on. You can see the card numbers, you can see the transactions ID, the payer who pay this bill, this email ID and details. You can just click here to get more details about this order. You can see the payment is successful, but the payment is not started yet. Admin can start this. Okay, that's it. Then here you can see the payment details. This is the transaction ID. Then you can see the number, card number. You can see the expires, the methods of the card. You can see here. You can see the owner details. The card owner name was this one. This is the email of him. You can see this is the postal code. Okay, that's everything. We will do this thing. So let's try to start. So firstly, let me open our projects. So for this, we'll back to our projects, where our project is here actually inside this projects. Then we have part 5, and this is the part 5 resource. So we'll open it on VS Code. So that's why click this options and open in terminal. Okay, so each open in terminal, you can see this thing. Then to open it on VS Code, you have to type simply code dot. So if you haven't this code, then you can just get started with this GitHub repository. So you have to go to my GitHub repository, and then here you will just search complete MERN project resource part 5. This is the specific Git repository. I will provide the link in the descriptions. You can clone this Git repository or download and then just set up properly. I have shown that how to set up clone and set up this repository. So you can just watch the previous video, or you can just get started from here. So we have opened our projects here. You can see we have two folders. We have client folders, we have server folders here. Many of you are complaining, where is the Figma file? Here is the Figma file. You can see the Figma file is there. You can just drag this to if you check your here, you can just drag this to your Figma platform, then you can open this Figma file. Okay, that's it. So now here we have projects, and now we have to run this project. So for this, what we have to do, we have to open our terminal. Let me just delete all our terminals. So I will just show you from the beginning. You can just drag it from here. So now you can see this is this folder name, complete MERN projects resource 5 part. So we have to go to inside this client folder. So that's why we'll type cd, that means sense directory, then foodie clients. So you can just use tab to get suggestions. So foodie clients. Then here to run this projects, we have to simply type npm run dev. Okay, press enter. Wait a minute, it's processing. Okay, done. Then you have to press Ctrl and click here to open it on your browser. So hit here. Then you can see here our project is running. It's localhost 5170. You can just see others here. It's no problem. You can just open it on your browsers. You can see now you have to open your servers. So without opening your server, you can see there you can see nothing. But let me take a new terminal. I am using git bash for the server. Here we'll simply go to the server directory, that is foodie server. So foodie server, and then we have to run this server. So that's why npm is start. Okay, that's fine. So our server is running. You can see the server is running on this port. You can check it from there. Maybe you can just go to localhost 6001 to check the server is running or not. You can see the foodie client server is running. Okay, that's fine. So what to do? Actually, if you refresh now, then you can see all the products are here. In the previous video, we implement lots of things, but in this video, we are integrating payment methods. So let me log into our accounts. So without login, you cannot add products. So that's why we have to log in. So let me log in from here. we can just try to log in these accounts. I don't know is there any accounts, I just forget that. Mm, so incorrect, we don't have any accounts there. We can just create a new accounts, or we can just get started with our Gmail accounts. Okay, let me get started with my Gmail accounts. My internet is very slow, that's why it's loading too, it's taking too much time. Okay, now you can just choose any of these accounts. Maybe we can choose these one for maybe these accounts for these projects. Okay, that's fine. Okay, the account is created, we don't have profiles. Okay, that's fine. It's not major right now. Let's back to the main page. So here let me add some products to the cart. So I hit these on. Okay, the products is added. If you try to multiple time, it won't to do that. So okay, the products quantity is here. We can just add other product. Maybe let me do this one also. So I did add two products here. If you click this, then you can just redirect to this cart page. Here you can see the products name. Here you can see the quantity, you can increase the quantity, the value will be increased. So let me keep it 1 for now. So then if you hit proceed checkouts, it's not redirecting because this button, this is a button, we will convert it to a link. But here you can see if we go there, so if we have products, maybe these products, then if you hit proceed checkouts, we'll go to this specific page, and this is a different page actually. So we have to create a route for this and a page for it. So let's do this. Firstly, we will go to the foodie clients. From here at the beginning we will go to src, then we have routes. Here you can see we have routes. So we will router.jsx, click here, then you can see here actually this is admin routes. You can see let me add comments, admin routes, and at the beginning we have users route. Here you can see we have main, we have home, we have orders and cart page here. So we have users route, this one, this is users route. So what to do actually, here we'll create a new route. So that's why inside this users will pay, so that's why it's a users route. Here we'll define a path. The path will be maybe this path. Okay, then we will have to create a components. So for this we'll just hit this page, and here menu page. Inside this menu page we'll create a new component, that is payment.jsx RAFCE React functional export component, and we will import these elements here. So let me define elements, and that would be payment page. So let me import the payment page here. So if the payment page is there, then here what to do actually, when we hit this we will redirect to the specific page. So that's why let me go to the cart page. Here this is the cart page, and if you scroll at the bottom, let me just uh close all of this. Okay, then this on also. If you just scroll a little bit, then you can find these options, proceed checkout, this button actually. You can see this button. So here this is a button, we'll convert it to a link. So that's why what we will do, we'll take a link components here. So we have to use link component from React router DOM, then we will have a specific true, then we will just paste the URL here, and then let me close this. We will copy this and just paste it inside there. So now what if you just hit here, then you will just go to the payment page. You can see you are now the payment page. So we can just add some space. maybe we can just add some space, margin top maybe 5. Okay, go back there. So there is mass space. When you hit here, then you will redirect to the space. You can see this is a payment page and you are redirecting to the payment page. Okay, that's fine. So now we have to design this payment page. So to this, what you have to do at the beginning, so let me go to the payment page here. What you have to do, let me add some class name here, and we're using some, maybe we have containers or something, or you can just copy from some classes from the beginning. Oh, okay, we can just copy all these classes and then paste it here. Actually we're defining our max screen size, then containers, then we are just make it to the center, then we're adding some padding. Okay, we can also some padding, maybe we can just also pay top and bottom maybe 28. So let's check. Now we can see this is the payments. Let's back. It's not redirecting from there, so but we can do it maybe. Maybe we have some code to bottom. Can just check the menu sections. Okay, we will do that later, but for now we can just open the payment page. So here we'll design this type of payment page. We will have order summary, then we will have proceed checkouts, and we will have a cart here. So so to do this, what actually we have to do here, inside this div actually we have to implement our uh, stripe. So that's why you will have to go to the stripe.com. Let me close these accounts. So we're going to stripe.com. Here you will see this type of landing page. This is the home page of Stripe. You can go to the dashboards. So hit this dashboard, then you can redirect lead to your dashboard. Okay, that's fine. But if you don't have accounts, if you have to create an account, so that's why you will create an account and you will redirect to these dashboards. Maybe we can create a new accounts for these projects. So I hope you can able to just sign into the stripes. I will show from the beginning. Just log into your stripe, create an accounts and log into your stripe accounts. Okay, let me name it, maybe it's demo foodie clients, demo foodie clients. Okay, then we will operate it from ESA. You can just choose your country. So we'll create a name accounts here. So we'll have to provide your passwords. Okay, it's creating. Wait, my internet is very slow, so that's why it's doing something. It's still loading. I'm very annoying. Feel annoying here actually. So when you just create an account, you will just land this page. So from where you have to do set up your accounts properly, so that you can just hit this explore buttons and then you can just set up your accounts. Just wait. So you can just choose these options. So maybe in persons, you can just continue payments. Okay, That's it. You have to fill up some forms. If you need, then you can do that, but for me it's not there. So at the beginning, from here, what you have to do, you have to go to API keys for developer. You have to click these buttons. Actually, from the beginning you can click this home, then you will just see this landing page. From here you have to hit this API keys. So you will keep API keys, and here you can see this is the date and this is your API key. We will need this API key, but before that let me go to the documentation. So where is the documentations? Maybe we can search here Stripe. Again, go to the stripe.com, and from here you can just go to the documentations. So maybe where is the, okay, you can go to under this developer, you can see the documentations. You can hit this doc, and from here you can just hit this get started with payments. Then you will see there are multiple options to enable Stripe to your uh, websites. You can choose these, any of these on. So from here we will just hit this get started, then quick start. If you hit these quick starts, here you have to choose your architectures. We are using in JavaScript, so we are using in web, so that's why JavaScript SDK. If you are using in on iOS, then you can choose these on. If you are trying to build an Android app, then the third one is for you. So as we're working on web, so that's why JavaScript SDK. Here this is the front end. You have to choose a frontends library. Maybe you can choose plain HTML formats. You can choose React. You can choose Next.js. You can choose any of this. As is a React project, so we choose React. Then for the backends, you have to choose a language. Here you can see we have Python, we have PHP, we have Node, Ruby, and others. So as we are using Node.js, so that's why we will choose Node. So here is the process. Firstly, we will have to create a server. Then inside this server we will have to do this. We will have to just paste this code and do some little customization. So we will do that a little bit later. But on the uh, websites we have to do some stuff. So for this, actually here you can see we will need to card elements and other things. We can just check it on Stripe GitHub repository. There you can simply find that. So that, sorry, let me go to Stripe repositories, maybe Stripe, search it, and then you can find the their Git repository. Where is the uh, GitHub? Okay, this is the GitHub Stripe Git repository. Okay, nodes there. Git. Okay. So here this is the Stripe React.js. You can just actually search this way, Stripe React.js. So if you search this way, then you will just redirected to this specific Git repository. You can open this Git repository. Actually, from here you can just get more uh, options. You can see firstly you have to install it on your front end. So let me copy this and install it on our front ends. So here the first one, the first terminal is our front ends. We will just stop this code using press Ctrl C and then Y. Then we will just paste the code we are installing Stripe React, Stripe.js, and Stripe.js. So press enter. We have to install these on your front ends first. Actually, from this Git repository, you can just do it better way. You can see firstly you have to install this, then you have to uh, use this way. You can just import payments elements use Stripe and use elements from React Stripe.js. Then you have to include this checkout from. Here you can see this is the checkout from, and then actually you can do this way. Okay, that is the uses of Stripe. So it's done. Then run again your projects, npm run dev, npm run dev. So okay, then okay, So if it's working, you can see your website is still working. So it will be loaded, but before, at this meantime, what you have to do here actually, so this is not the specific repository. Here if you go above, then you can see examples. Here is the examples. You can just hit these examples, and from here you will go to the hooks page. From here you can see there are many defined cards. You can use any of these cards. So let's get started with the minimal card. So it's the minimal card designs like these cards. Actually this is very minimal. You can choose card details. Here you can see the options. So if you see, if you just use say stripes hosted page, then you can see here, if you hit this preview page, then you can just implement this type of checkouts. If you anyone hit this checkouts, so he will see here is the prices, and this way we will implement it for another projects. And I ensure that I will do that. I love this method, so we'll do that. But for now, let me go back. So from here you can just embed it from like this way. You can see you will have this type of form for the payments, and if you want to just enable custom, then the third one is for you. You can see this is the custom form, so you can choose this type of custom form. We are using this form actually for this projects. Okay, that's fine. So what to do? So this is the minimal card, and here if you check, we will have checkout from. We will have to create a checkout from here, and at the bottom here is our payment page actually. So this is the payments page. So we'll just create a checkout from first. So let me copy this checkout, and let me create a new page inside this menu page. So it's checkout from .jsx. Then if the form is created, we have to import React components. So this is checkout page. Okay, so here inside this payment page, you can see inside this payment page we will take elements from Stripe, and then inside these elements we'll just pass our checkout form. So that's why we'll just simply copy this code from at the bottom, and then this is the payment page, and instead of this text we'll just simply pass it. We have to import, so that's why let me import it from Stripes. If it's not importing, then you can just uh, import from here. You can just import manually. So let me import manually const. Sorry, we have to define import, then we will have to curly braces, we will define from, and the from will be at the rate stripe React.js. So we'll choose this one. Now you can just simply get the suggestions. So you can see now the suggestion is there. We'll have to import that, then we will have to import we will have to include a stripe promise, but before that let me import this one. Okay, now you can see here you have to use a stripe promise. So where is the stripe promise? You can see here actually. So these components, so after this you can see here there is a stripe promise. You can just copy the stripe promise and paste it at the top. So we will have to import load stripe. Actually this is the key for the stripe promise. You can see I just shown that here is the publishers key. You will have to copy this key, and you have to change this key. Simply change this key. So that's done, but we will just make it secure. So that's why we will just do it inside the .env.local file. So here we will just include that key. So that's why we will just simply type bit then underscores. It will start these letters v these words. Then we will just define stripe uh stripe pk. and then we will just keep the code. So you can see, simply paste the code. Okay, so how to use that? To use that here, actually we don't just use this way. We will just simply, just let me delete all. Here we will just use this way. If you check your Firebase, then you can see we're using this way. Actually we're using this way. We can copy it and then we can just paste it. Instead of this, we'll just copy the name from here and paste it here. So let me check if it's we're getting these or not. We'll just simply uh, just console log this stripe promise. So let me check stripe promise, and here, sorry, this page actually, let me inspect, and here console log, let me refresh. Then you can see here is a promise and the promise is fulfilled. So you can see some stuff. So that's why we are console log the promise from this. You can see that means we are getting these. Actually we are getting this key. You can check your key also. So if you copy this, you can also check the key. So now you can see this is the pk that is from here. We need this pk for these projects. So if you have this pk, then you will just do that from here, and then simply inside stripe pass this promise. Okay, that's it. Our payment page is simply done. Then here we can do two things. Firstly, we'll just need this data. You can see here we need some data. We need order prices and we need number of orders. We need this type of data. So that's why we'll just use cart. We will use the hook use cart hook, and then we'll get the cart value. So if you have the cart value, you can simply pass it from here. You can just simply pass the cart equal parenthesis cart. So maybe if you are not sure, you can check your hooks. Here we have used cart and we're just getting this cart. So that's why you can just do that. So if you have this cart, then simply you can just console log. For now, let me just console log the cart. So maybe this on, we can just clear wall and refresh. Then you can see we have two items inside in the cart. So if you have two items in the cart, you can also just check the prices. You can just show the prices. So before that, you can see this is checkouts form and we need some payment. So that's why we'll just we will calculate the pricing. So calculate the prices. We need checkout prices. Okay, so for this, firstly we'll define cart total. We'll check the cart total, and here we'll just do a reduce method. So it is very handy. You can just simply reduce. Then here we will have two things. Firstly, we have to initialize a starting value. So this is the starting value. The first cart value will be 0, and here we will have a anonymous functions, and then actually this will receive the two things. You can check the reducers method. You can see javascript js reduce. So reduce methods. So if you check this, you can just check the mtn websites. So here you can see we will have a accumulator here and the current value. This is the accumulator functions and this is the initial value. Here you can see our initial value is 0, and here we will just define a accumulator functions. This is the accumulator functions. So let me copy the whole thing and simply here you will paste it. Okay, now for this we need to adjust something. So here at the beginning we'll define this is sum and it will be item. So this item will get from the cart page. So here we need to modify this, so that's why we'll just define sum plus item dot price. So every items will have a price, so that's why we'll just get this price from there. So right now if you just check the cart total, then you can see the cart total. So let me check, uh, refresh. Now the cart total is 0 actually. We don't have other products, but right now it's 30. So that means here if you check, the first value was 80 and the second value was 50. That means total 130. So that means we are getting the value. So this is the totals value. Then we will actually to fix it, so that's why we'll just define, let me we'll just simply define true fixed. So that's why we'll just define a variable total price, and the total price will be parse float. We'll use parse float, and here we'll simply call this cart total, and we'll define true fixed and true positions. So now you can just see total prices. Okay, let's check the total prices here, refresh it. Now you can see this is the total prices. Okay, from the 15th line you can see this is the 15th line. Okay, the total price are there. So if we have total prices, we can just pass the prices from here. So price equals, then we will have to paste this total prices. Let me just comment this. So you can just reduce the comments, so it's no measures, then our projects will be clean something. So we'll pass these two props from this checkouts from. So if we pass these two props, then we have to receive it from here. So that's why we'll just restructure. So that's, let me close that on. And from here the first one was the prices, and the second one was the cart. It's named cart. Okay, so if you have this two value, you can show it on UI. So that's very simple. The payment page tax is very done. You can see this is the payment page. It's very simple. And now we will have to design this checkout form. Okay, but before that, let me just create a layout. So for this, at the beginning, we will define the two divs. The first one will be left side, and that is a new div, and then we'll have a right side. So that would be another div. So we can just simply define right side, and it's left side. So here we will add flex. So let me see how it's looking. So here left side and right side, here we'll just define flex. By default flex will be column, flex call. Then on small devices, that would be flex row. Okay, that's fine. We'll just define justify start, and then we'll also define items start. We also define cap 8 fig. Okay, that's it. Now we can see we'll have left side, right side. So but it's not equally done, so that's why here at the beginning we can just target these two classes, and here we'll take class name, and that would be on medium devices. Here we can simply define w 1/2, that means half of the width. Okay, then you can see now it's this side and this side. Okay, so if you have these two things, you can actually make the size a little bit reduced. Here actually we can just simply define something like this, and both of the here we'll just simply define w full, and we can just define a space y, maybe we can just simply define space y3, something like this. Okay, that's fine. So this is left side and this is right side. On the left sides we will have order summary, so that's why. So inside this left side we will simply take a is4 tag, and then we'll just define order summary. Here we'll simply add some class name. We'll just define text lg, then we will have font semi bold, semi bold. Okay, that's it. Let me check. So order summary, and after this order summary we need to show two paragraph. The first one will be, you can see this is the cart, and we will simply define total prices. The total price will be, you can simply just show the prices. You can see this is the price and you can show the prices. Now if you show the prices here, you can see the prices, total prices is this one. And now we'll take another p and we'll just define numbers of items, and the number of items will be cart dot length. So it's an array, so we can just simply and trace length, we can just simply apply the cart length. You can see the total price is $130 and the number of carts item is 2. You can see here actually 2 items and the total price is this. Okay, you can just proceed checkouts and you will just redirect to this page. You can see redirect to this page. Okay, the right side is done now. Sorry, left side is done. Now the right side. So for the right side, here we have to do many things. So before that, let me define some classes. We can just, we are using maybe we can delete this tab, delete, remove this tab, so keep it this on. Maybe we can just remove these one. Okay, fine. We can also remove our git repository. That's it. Let me keep reorganize. Okay, that's fine. So what we have to do, we can just open daisy UI, and from the daisy UI actually we'll go hero sections. We are using daisy UI as a, so hero sections, and here you can see this type of card. You can check the codes. We don't need the full code, we actually need these cards, so that's why we can just simply take these card sections and we can just simply paste it here. We'll have paste it here, we will don't duplicate, so that's why. And okay, simply here we need some padding px4 and py8. Okay, or 7. Okay, that's fine. So now here you can see we'll have something like this, and simply we can copy this text, and instead of right side we can paste this one, and here we'll simply type the text. Let me copy this text. You can just type manually. I just reduce time, I just copied that text. After then we will have a ACE5, then we will have something like credit or debit card. So here we need to add class name. The font will be font medium. Okay, now we can see we will have payment processing and debit card, credit card. Now we'll need this type of card fulfilling option. So for this here, if you check your git repository, this git repository, then you can see this is actually the checkout space. So this all components is checkout space. We need this space components. So here if you scroll a little bit, we will have a form here, so we can simply copy this form, and then after this is 5 actually stripe form, so we'll add a comments, and then we'll just paste this form. We'll have to import card elements, So let me import it from React.js. Okay, that's fine. We need a add event handler, so we can copy this add event handler from here. You can see this is the add event handler, so we'll copy this handler and we have to include it at the top here. So let me include that. Now we need a stripe promise. So here you can see this is the warning. So for this you can see inside this from checkout we need two things, stripe and use elements. So we'll need these two things, so we will copy these two on and then simply above the handle submit we'll just simply paste this. We need to import it, so import this on and this on. Okay, that's fine. So if you do these tasks and check your website, then you can see you have these three options and this is the pay button. We can design the pay buttons, no problems. So simply this is the buttons and this is the pay button. So we can simply add some CSS. So here we can simply define class name and the class name will be, maybe we can just define button is same, that means button is small size. Then we can just define some padding to the top, so margin top 5. Then we define background varnish 500. Then we can just define text white. Okay, so now let's check. You can see this is the pay button. After this pay button, look how simple to design this card. So after this pay button we'll have another div. We can have another div, so let me format this code. So after this form, actually let me close this. So after this form, actually we will have PayPal options. We don't integrate PayPal, but we just keep it. So PayPal options, here we'll just take a new div. Inside this div we'll just add some class name, so that would be m top 5. Then we need text center. Okay, so here we'll have a ASR, that means line break, and we need to define this same button. You can just copy this same button from here and keep it here. We don't need to disable it, so remove the stripe disable. And here we need a icon, so we can just simply use React icons, fa PayPal icons. So import it and then pay with PayPal. Okay, let's check. Now you can see pay with PayPal. You can just colorize this, so the first color will be this on and this on. Okay, let me customize. We can just simply make it button primary, button primary. Let me check. Okay, so something okay. You can just add full width, no matters. So if you want the first one will be full width, you can simply define w full. Okay, then you can see it's full width. Okay, fine. So if you need some space, you can add some space, like here you can just define a space 5, so you can just get some space. No matter, if you check on your small devices, you can see your card will show this way. It's very responsive. You can see it's very responsive, it's very elegant. So what if we did this? You can see we're just creating a simple form. We have some options, and here we are simply just add and handle. You don't need to memorize any code, you can just get it on their Git repository. So let me try to check the form. So here you can see this is the checkout forms, and here we will have handle submit. Inside the submit handle submit at is the form. By default we have to define event prevent default, so that's why the form will not be refreshed every time. So we'll do, and then will include this code. We'll simply copy these sections. You can see actually if the stripe is not valid, if you just didn't pay the wrong key, API key, then it will be not stripe. So you will check if not stripe and not elements. So here you can read this comment. So if stripe is not loaded yet, make sure it's disabled, and then you can just, you don't able to submit. So that's why you will include this code. I just copy this code from here, so from this block. Then you have to create a new card. So we will have to create a new card and copy these sections. Let me just press enter. So simply you can add comments, sorry, create a card elements. Here we are creating a card elements. So if the card element is not available, you simply return. You don't proceed further, so that's why you will return. So if you do this now, what to do, you have to use your card element with other Stripe APIs. So that's why you have to copy this whole thing. So let me copy this. I am not doing anything, I just copy paste this. Okay, let's check. So if just do this, then you can see you can just console log payment methods. Okay, let's try to do something. Let me try to check. You can see refused, Stripe.js refused. We have to do tasks on backends, but let me just try. Where is the test card? Maybe we don't have test card, so let me close these on Stripe test cards. So let me take some test cards, and I just trying to check it, nothing else. So test cards, and from here let me take this card, and then here simply paste. Then you can just use any dates, any CBC, any zip codes. Okay, let's hit this submit button. Here you can see your payments method is there. You can see this is the cards details. We are using Visa card. You can see the Visa logo. You can see the country is USA. You can see expire date, expire year. You can see ID, customers, and created ad, create. And you can see the payments is payments method and type is cards. You can get some details after doing this small tasks here. Actually here, after doing this small cards here, so you can just show error. If you want to show card errors, you can just define a user states, and that would be card error, and then set card errors, and it would be user state. And you can simply keep it empty string. But when you will find some card error, here you can see if the card is invalid, or you just input wrong keywords or wrong uh, card numbers, then you can just console log this error and simply pass this error. So let me try with a wrong keyword. So maybe I just trying to this and try to submit. It can see it is the error. So, and this is the code, error.code. So you can just capture the error and show it on your UI. So no matter. So that's it. We'll check the message. Here we maybe we'll have message. We'll just console log this message, and then we just send it. So if you have error, you can show the error. So where we want to show, we can just show it on after this pay button. So here this is pay button. So actually after this pay button, so we can just show the error. So that's why after this form we can take card errors. So if card errors, we can just simply take a paragraph and we can show the card error. So the card error, and here if not, then you can show nothing. That's it. We can add some class name, maybe that would be text Fred. Okay, now let me clear wall. Let me try with the same cards. You can see this is the card name. Paste your card number, then try to a wrong zip code. Maybe we can just try to wrong zip code, and then if you hit, then it says the postal code is incomplete. If you just use perfect postal code but you can just miss your CVC, then hit again, it will say the security code is incorrect. And then okay, let me just take a security code. That's fine. Let me just incorrect time card validity. So we're using a incorrect card validity says your card's expiration year is past. So you can capture all the error and you can also show it on your here. You can just add some styling here. You can just simply define italic text, maybe extra small. Okay, now it will be show extra small like this. Okay, fine. So we are just capturing the error. But what if there is no error when someone just hit completely? Okay, so what you have to do, maybe we can just properly provide the whole details perfectly. You can see nothing happens. You can just show a success status, no matters. You can just simply here, if there is no error, you can see is block. Here you can just define set card error. Maybe you can just define success for now. So let's do it. So success, so you can show success when the card is not error. That's it. But what next? Actually, our front-end task is almost done. We have a little bit task, but for now, we'll have to create an intent. So if you check this, actually this, from here, you can see we will go to the Stripe docs. From there, you can hit this payments. Then you will go to get started, then quick starts. From here, if you check this, you can see we're using React and Node.js. We have to do some work on our backend server. So here, see, this is index server.js. That means our index.js file, and we will have to do some text. What to do? We'll have to capture our amounts. Then we will have to create a payment intent. So we'll have to create this payment intent. So it's simply, you can just copy paste it, no matter. So for this we'll have to go to index.js. So let me close this, and here inside this server we'll have index.js. So this is the index.js file, and after this block, maybe we can just add a comments stripe payments routes. Okay, so at the beginning we'll have to install stripe. So that's why we'll just copy this npm, then we'll go back, we'll open our backend server. We'll just stop this server by pressing Ctrl C, then we'll paste the code install save stripe. That means we're installing stripe on our backend server. Okay, that's done. Let's run our backends again. npm starts for this. Okay, you can see it's still running. That's fine. What you have to do, firstly you have to do this, then you have to create a payment intent. You can see it's very organized. Firstly, you can see this is the number. We have to set up server. Okay, the server setup, we have set up the stripe, then we have to create intent. You can see when you hit this create intent, the code is marked here. You can see the whole code. You can simply copy this code, no matters, just simply copy this code and paste it here. And at the beginning, you can see we will have to include these. So we'll hold the copy the whole things here. Actually we will have to require, we have to import stripe, and then we have to pass the API key. So that's why we will copy the whole thing from here, and then we will include it at the top. So maybe we can include it here actually. So we have to replace this code by our code. So let's see where is our Stripe code. You can see, go to the developer sections. So you can see this is the projects. From here you will click this. You can see when you are home, then you will go to the API keys for developer, then API keys, and here you can see the secret key. So you will hit here, then you will get this secret key. We will have to copy this secret key, and then you can simply paste it here. uh, Here maybe some extra code is copied. Let me remove that. Okay, that's fine. So the error has gone, but we don't keep it this way. Actually we will just do it on .env folder. So that's why we will go to the, look, it's on backend, so that's why it's on .env folder. Here we will just define stripe secret underscore key, and here we'll pass this secret key. Okay, so we have to use this key instead of this. Instead of the whole string, we'll simply use this way. Here you can see process.env dot the name. So we'll simply define process.env dot our secret key name. So that would be stripe key. Okay, that's fine. You can just do that. So if it's done, then here actually what you have to do, we have to firstly, so maybe we are missing some code here. Let me delete that and let me copy it from there. So where is there? Here actually. I will just simply copy that. We have to do include everything from here. We'll have app.post, then these methods, and then whole code. Actually copy this whole code, then paste it here. So this is app.post. When the API will hit this URL, it will async at functions, and inside this async functions will receive an items. But from the front end you can see we are passing prices, we don't passing our items. So that's why we'll destructure price. After then if we get price, we have to do calculate it. So that's why we'll define const amounts, and the amounts will be price. You can see always it will receive, if you check a little bit here in the calculation, you can see all time it will be a multiple by hundreds. So that's why we'll just define price dot into hundreds. That means it will calculate with cent. So that's why here we will have to pass the amounts. So the amounts will be the amounts from these amounts. Okay, that's it. Then this is automatic payment methods. So we can remove this one. Actually we are enabling it card type payment, so that's why it's not automatic payment method. So we're using custom payment method. If you check, then you can see here actually let me close this one. Here we are just trying to implement custom payment flow, so that's why we don't need this automatic payment methods. So we can just remove these. Okay, no matters. After then we simply here we will just make sure we just define a we need some types of payments method types. We have to define that. So that's why from here if you scroll a little bit, here you can find payments intent. Just click here, then it will open a new tab. So from this, if you scroll a little bit, here you will find payments intent object. So actually it's a object format. Here you can see payment intent and it receiving an object. You can see here we will pass some uh, objects. If you just scroll a little bit, here you can see we deleted these sections. we have automatic payments methods, but we deleted that. Here you can see lots of payment intent, and for this we need this one, we need payments method types, and we enable card. So that's why we'll copy this, and if you cannot find, you can just uh, type it manually, payments underscore methods underscore type, and here you can see you can enable card payment, link payments. So for these projects I'm using card payments, so let me just format it. Okay, that's it. Just include this, after then everything is fine, we don't need to worry about that. So if we just do that, so let's try again. So from our websites, let me refresh it. The dollar amounts, the total price are here. Here you can see we have two products, so let's try it with a let me just inspect it again, check the console, refresh it. Still you can see we will just fix that issues a little bit later, but okay, for now it's just try to ignore it. Okay, that's fine. So what we will do here, we need to define a test card. Maybe we can use any of these this type of card. So let's try to use dinners club a or something. You can choose any type of cards, paste it here. Let me define a future date, maybe the date would be 32. Then you can need to type a cbc. Okay, that's fine, and hit this. You can see this is success message, and here you can see the payment methods are here. It's still working. So what if it's working, then we will have to back to our servers, back to our front end. So for this, um so here this is the checkout form. So inside this checkout form, look, we are at here, we are just receiving payment methods. This is the payments methods, we are here actually. You can see the console log. If you just check the console log, you can understand the payments method object. So that's why here actually we have these positions. So if you are in these positions, what have to do in the next, we have to ensure that. So let me just show again. Here you can see this intent, and now what we will do, we can just check it here. Maybe is there anything? Okay, it's ended. But if you just check this, so if you check this, let me close here. After this app.jsx, you will find, so we need to define client secrets. First we need to define client secrets. Okay, let me define it. At the top we need to define, maybe we can just define it here. So it's client secret. So after then, in the front end we need to define, check the checkout from. So from here we will check if the client secret here, maybe. Okay, just let me check where it is actually. Maybe it's not there. Okay, we get that. We'll have to define these. We will have to receive error if any errors happens, or we will just confirm the payments when the payments is confirmed. Or you can just go to the confirm payments, or you can just search confirm payments. We're not getting. Okay, just take a little bit, maybe we'll got. So we're not getting there. So what you have to do actually, here's the block. we can just copy this, or you can simply copy from this blog. So here you can see this is async operation, so it's uh after this else we can just paste it from here, and it will simply just confirm payment. So we have to change a little bit, so we can just search it. So maybe we can just search con from card payments. Okay, confirm card payments, and here you can see a card payment, confirm a card payment. We'll get it properly on these documents. Here this way we will just confirm our card payments. You can see you can use yes features, so then you will get this type of thing. Okay, you can just copy this, actually copy this, and after then we don't need this, we can just simply paste it. So here you can see you are getting an error. You can just define it's a confirm error, confirm error. Okay, no matters. So here instead of card element, actually we define our card here, so its name is card, so that's why we will change it from there. We'll change it from there. And here actually billing details, that means the name of the payer who paid the bill. We can just get it from use auth. So let me define user from use auth. So it's not recommending. Let me check hook use auth. Then maybe we can just go that use auth hook. Okay, so now we have, if we have users here, simply we can, instead of doing this, we can simply show user. If user have, then we can just get his display name, actually display name. Okay, we can also get his email. Then we will just check it user.email. We can just pass some optional value. Maybe if there is no email, then you can just define unknown, or if there is no name, you can just define the user is anonymous users. So okay, that's it. This will be the billing details. After then what to do here, look, we have to change this payment intent client secret. So we have to just replace this. Here at the top we will have client secret. You can see this is the client secret, and we will change it from here. We don't need this, we will just make the client secret. Okay, so after doing this, what to do, what the next step? The next step is that actually if you just there, you can see on app.js we have fs methods. Actually we are just posting a method. Look, we have to hit this url on backend. So here we have created a payment intent, and we have to hit this url by this way. You can use fetch and then just hit this way, actually. So let me define at the top. Sorry, here this is the from checkout form. After this so here actually we can just define an use effect hook. And it will receive a empty dependency, and here we will have a anonymous functions, so that would be arrow functions. So I just defined that. So inside here, firstly we need to check Okay, we can just show you a little bit later, but here actually we will just get the const, then we will just destructures these. We need this uh use hook actually, use execute secure, so this hook actually, so that was execute secure. Let me just const execute secure from use execute secure. So we take the execute secure from here and we'll just use it here. So for this we'll just, you can see here it's a post API. So post API and the URL will be this URL, and then we need to send some headers, and then we need to send the prices. Here you can see we're receiving prices, we're destructuring prices here, so that's why we have to send price from the front end. So that's why, okay, so what to do, let me firstly fetch, we are fetching this way, we're using execute secure. So where is the execute, sorry, this from here, execute secure. Then we need to define its post method. So that's why post method, we need to define the URL. You can see our URL was this URL, we're hitting this URL. So let me copy this and then we'll paste it there. We don't need double slash, and after then we need to pass, here you can see we're passing stringify objects, and that was the item, but we will pass prices. So that's why here actually we'll pass the prices. Okay, let me prices, if you just give the prices value here, you need to include price here. Okay, but here you can see there an error, we need to just add dependency of execute secure. Okay, so after then here actually we will just get a then, and then we will have range. We will just use arrow, and then inside here we can just console log res dot data. So let me check what we are getting from res dot data. Okay, so when you are here, let me back to the cart page and make sure your server is running, so frontend is running. Here you can see you will get an error, already get an error. Okay, but for now let me ignore. So let me run this server again, npm start. Okay, it's running, you can see the MongoDB is connected successfully, but so let me try to proceed checkouts. It's fine. You will still get a client secret. You can see we're getting a client secret from this line, actually, from this line, this the 20th line. You can see that from the 20th lines we're getting a client secret. So if you are getting client secret, then you can just get the value. Okay, we will have to define dot here. So we are getting client secrets, you can see this is the secrets. We will just set it to the set client secret. We'll set this value at the top, so that would be, we can just simply copy the whole thing and paste it here. Okay, that's fine. Still there is no error, but what if someone just try to refresh, okay, refresh, then it's fine, but at the back end you can see our node is crashed. Why the node is crashed and what the error? If you just check here, it says the value is the value must be greater than 1 or equal. It's actually for the prices. You can see here we're receiving prices from the body, but if the body is less than 1 or equal to 1, then you will get this error. So you have to fix this error. The simplest way, we can just define here, we will check at the top, we'll define a if conditions, then we can just check the conditions. So firstly we will check type of, we will check the prices, and then we'll check if not number. If the price is not number, then after then we will check if the prices is not greater than 1, then we will simply return. We don't nothing, we can just return it. Okay, that's done. That's done. If you want to just show console log, or if you want to show error, you can just check console log, not console.error. Maybe you can just, okay, just console log something, price is not a number or less than 1. Okay, so you can just try it now. If you just run your server again, let me run your server again, npm start. Okay, now let me refresh it. You can see now you are not getting error here actually, so it will perfectly. I just faced a lot of issues we didn't include that when I am just doing that, so that's why I'm facing lots of issues. And you can also do this type of issues if you just receive this error. Actually it's type invalid request issues, that this value must be greater than 1 or equal, so then that will be the issues, and you can just simply fix it by this way, and it's very simple. Okay, so everything is still done. We'll just fix it later. Okay, so what the next, actually after doing this, we'll back also inside this. Let me close it. We'll just go inside this handle submit and go bottom here. Actually let me format this code a little bit. So after this, what we have to do, we defined payments intent, and we will check if confirm error. This is the confirm error. If we check is there any errors here, if we get any error, we can just console log this error. So console log, or you can show alerts, it's not problem, you can just show alert if you want. And now let me just console log the payment intent, what we're getting from the payment intent. Okay, so let me check the payment intent. Let me clear everything. Let me choose a number. So maybe card, where is the, we just deleted, I'm sorry, we just deleted test card. So scribe test card. Okay, I just deleted unwantedly. From here we will get a card, this card. And now let me try to do it. We need to define a future date, we need to define a CVC, and we need to define a zip code. Okay, that's it. We just put our card information and hit this payment. Then you will see a payment method is there, and here you are just receiving a console log. And here actually this is from 68 number line. So this is the 68 number line. That means payment intent. Inside this payment intent you will get an ID. Actually you can get this ID. This is the transaction ID. So when the payment is successful, you will get this transaction ID. And if you check your dashboards, so here from the dashboard you can see, if you click these payments, now you can see on 30 payments is succeed right now. We can see the timing. So and you can see the email, this email, you can see we're logging this email, and it is, this is the ID. You can see this is the ID, transactions ID. Actually this is the transaction ID that you can see here. Actually here, this is the ID. So the payment is successful. Now let me just remove this console log for now, we don't need that. So here we will check if payment intent dot status will check. If you check, then you can see, let me check the console. Here we will have a objects. Here you can see the success status. So if we'll check, you will check the status equal, then that would be succeed or something. This is the succeed. Let me copy succeed. If the payments status succeed, then we will just go inside this block. We will console log. Firstly, we can just console log payment intent dot id. So this is our transaction id. Let me try again, hit again. So here is the transaction id for now. So we'll just console log this transaction id. We can just save some information on our database. That's it. Or you can show the alert when it's just set card error. We can show and some alert. Actually here we can use template string, and you can show your transaction id, transaction id is actually this id. Okay, so you can show alert when it's successful. Now if you just hit again, you can see you are just getting the transaction id here. Okay, that's fine. So now inside this block, actually we need to save this information on our database, otherwise you cannot show it by this way. So you cannot show it here. Actually, if you go to the order page, here you can see there is no orders. So here we can see we are just showing some data in our previous order. So that's why we need to create some api, and then we will just save the data. But before that, what we want to save, actually we need to save some informations about our payment info. So that's why we'll simply define payments info data. Okay, here we'll define an objects that would be const payments info, and here we'll have an objects. What we want to save, we need to save the who paid the bill. So that would be the email, and the email will be user dot email. We need to save the transaction id. So that's why we need to define this transactions id. You can see the transaction id. Where is the transaction id? So maybe let me type manually transaction. Okay, let me copy it. Transaction id, and the id will be this id. Actually we can just copy payments intent, then id. This is the transaction id. Then we need to save prices, so that would be our prices. Here you can see we need to store the prices value. Then we need to define a status code. So is it we can just also store quantity, then that would be cart dot length. Then we need to store the status. Status value will be order pending. You can see when someone just store information, by default it will show order pending. We need to store this information on database. After then we need to store item name. We'll get this item name from cart. Sorry, it's not cart, it will be cart dot map will check map, then we will simply map the item, then we will just define item dot name. So okay, after then we need cart items, and the cart items will be cart dot map, then we will have item, and the item will be item dot underscore id. Okay, after then lastly we need to get the menu id, menu item. So we need to the menu item, so that would be cart dot map. Here we need to define item, and the item will be item dot menu item id. You can check it from your database, so maybe our database is not there. Let me go to MongoDB again. I just not memorize, actually I did many times, so that's why it's very clear to me. And wait, it's loading. Just hit login or sign in. Actually we'll choose Google sign in. My email's here. Okay, it's from there, browser collections. And we actually just here, actually we are receiving some information about our card. You can simply just pass all the cart items, no matters. Here if you check your cards, then you can see there is a menu item id. We need this actually, so that's why item dot menu item id. Okay, that's it. We just create an objects. So let me console log, clg console log, and that would be payments informations. Do I getting some payments or information or not? So let's try again. So here again, let me do everything clear, and we hit this right now. So after hitting this, okay, look here, we're getting our transactions id, and here you are receiving an object. So that objects here, you can see this is the email, this is the items is selected, the two items, fish soup oka and lim ferry, and then this is the menu id, and then this is the total price, quantity, status, and transaction id. What are getting, we will just save this information on our backends. So that's why we are actually creating these objects. We are creating these objects for saving information to the backend. So that's why here send information to backends, and we'll actually save this information here. You can see we will create a collections here and save that information. For this, what you have to do, we have to go back to the backends. Okay, let me here, this is the backends. We can close it. So we can just simply close the front end part for now. And here at the beginning we have to create a model, and we're using mongoose. So that's why here we have models, and here we will create another model. So that would be payments model. So that would be payments or something. We can just say it's payments, and that would be JS. Look how we are creating model. So if you open any of this, here you can see we have to require mongoose, and from mongoose we need to schema from the mongoose. After then we are creating a model. So this is a model, and then we are creating schema and models here. So sorry, it's the schema and this is the model. So we need to create a schema. So for this, how to create a schema? It's very simple. Firstly, let me add. So payment schema, maybe it would be payment schema. SC is schema. Then we'll define equals, then we'll call new, and then schema. So schema is this schema. So this is schema, and here we'll pass some objects. So that would be at the beginning. Look what information we are saving here. You can see we need to save transaction ID, email, and others things. So we need to save all of these informations. So at first we need to define transaction ID. That would be a string value. You can see here this is a string value, this is the string value. Then we are saving email, that is also an string value. So model creating is very simple. You need to define the actually you need to define it's either it's a string, it's number or something. So we need to define a string. After then what to do, we need to define prices. So this is the prices, and the prices will be number value. So we'll just simply define it number. After then we need to define quantity. You can see here. So that's why I am just creating the object first. We can just simply copy paste this and correctly. So that would be the number. After then we can need to define status, and the status will be obviously an string. After then we need items name. So here you can see item name. So the item name will be an array. You can see this is array. So we'll simply define array. After these we need to define cart items. And that would be obviously another array. After then the last one is menu items. Sorry, let me click this menu items, and the menu items will be array. And lastly at the end we need to define this created at. Actually we filter the last payment will be shown at the top. You can see here we're showing based on the date. So last inserted, last paid item will show at the top. So that's why we'll just include this create add methods. Actually we'll copy this and include it here create add, and then we'll define date, and by default it will be date.now. So our schema is created. Now we have to convert it to a model. So that's why we'll just define that would be payments model, and mongoose.model we will call mongoose.model, and here we need to define its payments, and then we'll pass this here. Okay, our model is created. Now we have to export the model. So module.export, and then simply pass this payments. So our model is created. So if the model is created, we need to define routes for this. So for this here actually we have all routes. We have cart routes, menu routes, user routes. Here we will create another route. So that would be payment. We can use payments route. So payment routes React.js. And so for creating routes we can just close our model first, then menu.js. We need to open any of these routes. Here you can see at the first we need to require our Express.js. From Express.js then we need to require our router. So let me require router. After then we have to export the routers, module.export, and we will export router. Okay, so here we will create some methods. So the first one will be post payment information to DB. Okay, that would be our first routes. Here actually we will define route.post, route.post, and we need to define path here. But before that, what we will do, in the index.js we need to import these routes. So let me import const payments routes equal, then we'll require it. Here we will require dot slash API slash routes slash payment routes. So if we require, then we need to use it. So that's why we will use it. So app.use, app.use. Then we need to define the path. Maybe we can just define simply dot slash payments. Maybe payments or payments simply. You can just use plural, no majors. After this quotation mark, we need to pass these routes. Okay, pass these routes. Okay, that's it. So route is created. Now we need to complete it. So as we are defining our base path is here, then here simply we can just simply keep it slash. After then we need to define async functions. We will write our code here actually, async awards, and add the inside here. What we will do, firstly we'll try to console log request.body. That would be our payments informations, and the payments information we'll get from the body. So required.body. Okay, after then we'll have the try catch block. If there is any error, we'll simply console log the error. So res.status 404 error, and that would be, we'll convert it to a JSON formats, and that would be an object. So we'll pass message equal error.message. Okay, that's it. And inside this try, we will just define const payments request equal, we'll define await. Then we call the model. So our model is payments. So you can see it's not exported. We need to define the model payments. Let me import our model, payment model, const payments equal require. Then we need to export dot slash models slash payments. Okay, we need payments. Then we will just define create methods, and the methods here will pass these informations. So we'll pass these informations. That's done. After then we can simply send it. Res dot status, the success status will be 200. Then we'll just make it JSON. After then we will simply pass this information using inside an objects, or you can just simply pass this. Okay, so what if we can just do it? So let me try to hit this URL from the sections from Postman. Let me try to with a Postman. So maybe here we have already post routes, and we just let me hit this URL. unauthorized access. Okay, no matters. Actually, our URL will be similar type of this URL. Here we need to change the port. Our port is maybe 6001, and here we'll simply hit this payments, and it would be post request. So that's why post request, and inside this body we will just define some objects. Maybe we can just it would be JSON file, and here we need to define some objects. So the information will be something like, now let me just pass one information for now. Maybe we can pass the email for now and the transaction ID. Just it's for testing purpose. Maybe email is mk@gmail.com. So, and then maybe we can just simply pass another information. So that would be, let me close these on payment routes. Okay, maybe we can just pass the transaction ID, then the transaction ID will be another string. Maybe we can simply type 123 for now and try to hit this, actually 6001. Okay, so maybe this is okay. It's still running. Now try to hit it. Here you can see our on payments is created, and if you check your database and refresh it, you can see a payments collection is created, and there's the array of objects. It's so it's created. You can see it's created. So if it's created, what you have to do? If it's created, you have to send the data from the front end. So that's why from the checkout page we can just close this. After this, actually we just console log. After this we have to send the data. So let's send the data. How to send data? We can use Axios secure, then we will use post methods, and here we need to define the path. The path will be slash payments. You can just get this path slash payments. After then we need to simply pass the payment informations, that is these informations. Then we will have a then block. We will check response, so that would be res in short. Then we will have arrow. We will just define this. After then what you have to do, you can just simply console log clg, that means console log res dot data. Okay, and you can also show an alert. Let me just console log this. Okay, so from here, from the front end, let me close all. Here hit again. You can see from the console log it's 88. So this is the 88 line, and we're getting some informations. It's transactions ID and all the stuffs. Here you are getting all the informations, and everything is fine. Still everything is fine. So you can show an alert here. The alert will be maybe payments successful. Okay, then we can do another thing. We can just send it to navigate it to another page, but we will do that a little bit later. So it's done actually. So for the next, actually we need to modify our code a little bit here on this payment routes. We'll just verify the add token. So that's why maybe token verify we will do verify token, we need to verify the token because only registered users can pay. That would be required methods, and here actually we need to define dot dot slash, then that would be middlewares, then we will be verify token. We will check the verifications, and here we will include that. After then, here after this block we need to include some other system so that it will be more stronger. So we'll check, we want to make sure when someone hit this delete request, so that's why we will define delete payments. Actually, look, when someone successfully paid, so when someone successfully paid, you need to remove the cards item because we have already paid for this item, so that's why we need to remove this card option. So that's why this thing deletes card after payments, when the payment is successful we need to delete the cards item. So that's why this is the thing. Firstly, we will just define console, const, and here ids card ids. After there we will have payments dot, we need to import cards from the options. So let me import cards, so that would be const, and here there will be card, and we will require card model. So require, then we will just import dot slash or dot slash models slash cards. We need the cards, and another thing we need is that we need to object id, to have object id. So that's why we'll define on const object id from mongoose dot types dot object id. We need this object id. Okay, we need actually card and the object id. After then, from here we need to just define card items. Here you can see we need to remove, we are getting card items, so we are getting these card items. We'll just call this card items dot, we'll just map, and here actually we'll just filter based on id, then we will have arrow here. We will just get a new keywords, and that would be object id, and the object id will have an id. Okay, so that's it, we're getting this, and now we have to delete this. So that's why here after then we'll define const deleted card request, and that would be, yeah, wait, and here we'll just define card dot, so that would be delete many, and here we will simply define an object. So that would be underscore id dot, here you are just getting cards id, here this is the cards id. So if you do this, then simply you can just pass an object from here. Let me pass objects. The first one will be card request, payment request, and that would be delete card request. So actually inside this it's nested working. When someone paid, then we need to remove the cards item, so that's why we're just doing that. Sorry, here actually we did a little mistakes. Actually after this underscore id will just pass an object, so that would be in operators, so that would be in, and inside this in we need to pass this. Sorry for my mistake. Okay, that's it. Hope now it will work. So let me close all. Let me uh it's not getting, maybe let me refresh it. So the cards item is now 0, maybe our session is expired. So as we are just verifying tokens, so it's expired. So let me log in. Maybe we're trying to log into an account, so that is Joy Rahman's. Okay, there is no card items right now. We can just add some card items, or maybe our server is crashed. Maybe we need to just fix our server. Maybe it's crashed. Okay, let me just figure out the issues. Mongoose before initializing, actually we didn't initialize mongoose, it says. So we need to require mongoose. We are using this, but we need to require mongoose. So that let me require mongoose from require, and that would be mongoose. Okay, now maybe where is the error? Maybe we can just require mongoose by this way. Let me just correct it. Okay, where I declared. Okay, here is the thing. So now I think actually we didn't require mongoose, so that's why the error was. Actually I think now it's okay. We can just add some space here. Okay, our server is running. You can see the MongoDB is connected. Okay, that's fine. uh, Let me just log out it again and again log in, then Google sign on, choose a specific accounts, then you can see the cart item is there. Maybe our server is crashed or not, it's running. So, and you can see that two carts item is here. Actually two cart item is here. You can see properly there is the two items and the price value. You can add others item if you want. So let me just back here and add another items. Maybe we can choose this one, then three items here will pay this bill. So that's why proceed checkouts. So from here what you have to do, you have to put a payments. So maybe we can use American Express card, and here we'll pass this card number. Then we will just define future dates here. Maybe we need to define CVC, then we need to define zip code. Okay, it's everything done. Then hit pay. It says payment success, and you will get a transaction ID. You can see this is the transaction ID, and a payment success alert is showing here. So if you hit this OK and refresh your projects, then you can see the cart item is empty now. That means a successful page is done. So if the payment is success, so let back there, and here you can see the latest payment is there. This is the latest payment, and you can see the value is here 144. And if you go your database and refresh it, then you can see the latest payment is this one. This is the latest payments, and it's done. Actually we're getting the information, so we need this information now. Actually our payments processing is done. Now we have to, what you have to do, you have to show this type of previous orders on these projects. Here you can see, if you check, if you hit, then you will go to the order page. We need to navigate after the payment successful. So if the payment is done, then you can just define use navigate at the top. to navigate it. So we can just simply define const navigate equal use navigate, and then we can just simply navigate to the order page. So let me, when the payments is done, we can simply navigate to the order page. So maybe it's order page. Let me copy the URL. Okay, so after successfully paid, you will redirect it to the order page. Okay, that's fine. Now we have to design this order page. So how you can just do it? Let me check. Let me close these payments, and maybe you can just keep the cards options. So here exit secure, you can just remove that. From the front end, here you can see we have order page one dashboards. Maybe here actually we have order page. We need to design this order page. So for this, actually at the top we need some things, so we can just copy some code from here. Actually we can simply define this on the order page. Here paste it. After then we need a banner, so you can copy this banner. I just copy some code. I have to design it first. So if you do this, maybe we can just define track all your orders. Maybe you can see this is orders. Okay, that's it. Now let me check. So this is the order page, and we need this type of table. We have already created that type of table. You can just copy this whole table. So let me copy this whole thing. You can just copy it, and you can just, after this actually you can just take a table comments, and after then you can take a div and you can simply paste that. We need to remove all of this. We need to remove these errors. Actually we'll modify this. It will be not the cart, we have to fetch data, so that's why we didn't create any routes for getting the data. So that's why here actually we need to get a get request, so that would be router dot get, and here we will have the same thing. Then we can just define verify, and that would be something like this. So it would be something like this. Okay, so inside this block actually we'll just try to get the email. So the email will be from require dot query dot email. After then we'll just define const query equal, we'll create an objects email dot email. Okay, after then we will have a try catch block. You can just get this code from maybe cards options we have actually, that would be inside the controllers. You can check the cards controller here. Actually if you are getting email, look, this is the way, this is the actual way getting this on the here. So we'll have try catch block. Inside this catch block we will just show the error, and inside this block we'll just simply decode it, decoded email. Then we will just get it require dot decoded decoded dot email. Actually maybe you can just check here, we didn't use maybe. Okay, let me just check our middlewares, maybe it's decoded. So required to decode it. So this is required to decode it. That means our process is done. Request to decode it, then we will get the email. After then we'll check if email means this email, you can see this email is not equal to the decoded email. We'll just simply send an status that will be raise dot status. So the status will be 403. Then we'll send a message that would be JSON, and the message will be forbidden access or something. We can simply define a message, so that would be maybe it's forbidden access. Okay, that's it. But if the request the email is valid, then we'll simply define const results equal, yeah, wait, then we'll call payments dot, we'll just define find, then we'll pass the query, we'll just pass this query. After then we will sort items, then it will have an object, so that would be created at. You can just check these from maybe menu page. Here we are actually, so menu routes or menu controllers, actually you can see we are just sorting this way, and we actually ensure it here. There is the double extra. Okay, after this sort, we'll simply add excuse. Okay, that's it. After then, if it's done, then simply raise dot status, then that would be success status 200. Then we'll just define JSON and we'll pass these results. So if you have this URL, then you can just get the information. So let me try to get these informations. So for this, inside this order page here, we will go back to the hooks, and then you can see inside this use cards we have to define this way. You can just copy all of this and simply we'll just paste it here. We don't need to use context, we can just use what, maybe we need to open the use auth first, then it will work. Okay, after then we need to import use query from the tang-star query. After then here we need to define its payments. Maybe you can see its payments, the name will be the payments, so we will keep it payments slash. Okay, so after this here we can just modify, that would be payments, and maybe we can do a little modify here, so that would be payments. Okay, so after then what we can do, or sorry, we can just make it a meaningful name, that would be orders, and here will be the same orders. So let me console log the orders, clg order. Maybe we can just remove this code for a little bit, so let me cut. Maybe it's because maybe there's some error. If you just inspect, then refresh it, you can see empty words. Actually here you will get the token is not verified, So that's why we have to our project is crashed. Let me try to verify it first. Actually payment is not verified. Let me try to log in accounts. Okay, let me go to the orders page. Now it's empty by default. So the token is not verified yet. Why the token is not verified yet actually? Okay, maybe let me check the token. Maybe here 6,000 or actually maybe why the token is not verified yet. Let me check it. And here that would be our what is our emails. Maybe we can just get the emails from here. The email is these emails. So let me just take this, and here we'll just pass this, and then we need to define JWT, and here that would be 6,001 just generated token. Maybe our server is not running properly. We have to run our project first. Npm install. It's pinged. Now let me generate a token. It says an error. Why actually? Maybe let me check. Index.js, where is the routes? So it's okay, but why it's not getting 6,001? Maybe sorry, it's post request and we need to pass data here, otherwise it will not work. So let me define email will be this email. Sorry, what is the email? Actually let me copy this email. Okay, let me generate token. So the token is generated. Now maybe we can just call these. So we need to authorizations token. So bearer token, here we'll pass this token and hit. So we're getting data. Actually the token is not successfully set, so that's why the token is invalid. You can see the message, the token is invalid. Actually the token is not verified properly. Let me try to go to the cart page. Says the error, actually reducers is not working. Maybe you can just check it from here. Okay, try to log in with another accounts. Maybe we can just try to use my accounts, then try to go to checkout page. Okay, the checkout page is there. Now try to go to the order page, then let me inspect it. Okay, here we are getting objects, and here you can see forbidden access. Why the forbidden access? Actually here's the issues. We're getting this. We can just console log the users. So maybe let me console log the users. So we are getting data from here, but it's not showing. Actually, what the problem here, you can see we just console log the user email and it says it's null. You can see the value is undefined, so that means the user is not getting properly. So for this, let me check what the error. Maybe here is the error. Actually we didn't get the user, so we just call it wrong, we didn't call it properly, so that's why. Now hope you can just get user's email. So if you have the user's email, then let me try again. Let me just log out, clear everything, let me refresh, try to log in. Maybe we are using Google sign in. Okay, it's login. Then let me go the border page, and here you are getting this email and it says JWT token provides connection error. Maybe our server is stopped, we have to run our server, it's crashed. So let me start again. Okay, now the token is invalid. Let me log out. Is the server is running? Okay, now try to log in. Okay, here you can see the cards. So go to the order page. Now you can see the items is now 0 items. So maybe we paid any products is there. Okay, we didn't pay using this email. So what to do? Actually, let's pay for bill for this actually. So proceed checkouts, and here let me add a test card, maybe this card, then 25 CVC. Okay, pay bill, success, the payment is successfully done. So if the payment is successfully done, and here you are the order page, you can see here you are getting data. So from the data order page 2022, so maybe we're getting data from here. If you get the data, maybe you can just copy the tables. I just deleted non-deadly, we can just copy the whole table here and again paste it inside a div. Instead of cards, here we can simply show its orders, and then maybe we can remove these also these handles. On click we can remove this one. We don't have card dot length, and this on. Actually maybe here is something, so we have to import link. Okay, is there any error? Hopefully here we need to change, these will be orders. Okay, so I hope everything is fine. So if everything is fine, you can see here it's order piece and there are some changes. Let me just remove the footer. So maybe the footer is here, sorry. That would be again, let me show it's order. Here is the footer. Let me delete all of this, we don't need this actually, sorry. With this is the footer, this div, actually remove this div. So if you remove this div, then you can see here is one thing. So here we will show, we don't show image, we will just show order date. The first value will be order date. Let me customize. This one will be order date. Then we will have transaction ID. Transaction ID. Then we will have prices. Prices. Then status. And here maybe this is contact or something, actions. Okay, no matters. Okay, so now we have to customize this. The second TD will be about items dot, maybe it's can let me check. So maybe we can just check it, inspect. Then where is the array is there. Maybe here we can simply show the created at, so time and date actually for the first one. Okay, so hope you can see the time and date. Here you can see the time and date. Then we need to show transaction ID and its transaction ID actually. So that would be the second one. Here we will show transaction ID. Then on the third, we can just remove all the buttons. We want to show item dot, maybe the third one was the prices. So item dot price. And here we would include a dollar sign. So you can see the dollar is here. Remove extra space from here. After then we need to show a status, so that would be here actually, items dot status. So you can see order pending, and on the action maybe you can just include a button that is for contact, or you can just convert it to a link. Okay, and then you can just redirect to him to a contact page. Okay, so you can see here everything is fine. If you have many borders, you can show that. And for now, here what you have to show, one thing is that here this is not the appropriate format like this, so we have to convert it like this way. So for this, how you can do that, here after this console log, let me console out. Here actually we'll just define a function that would be format date, and here we will get the this created at, actually this created at inside here, and then it will be a function. So that's why these functions, inside this function we will define const created at date, and here that would be new date, and inside here we will just pass this value. Okay, sorry, copy this props and here pass this. After then we will return this created date to local date string. Okay, then call that. So now after that, here actually where is the, here we will call the functions. So let me call the functions. Here instead of items we will call the functions. The function will be format date, and inside here we will pass item dot created at. Okay, let's check. Now the date is appropriate, so over here everything is fine. Now let's add some products again. Let me add two products for now, the first two one. Okay, maybe we can add from the last one if we want. So maybe we can add these products. Okay, that's fine. Let's try to increase the quantity. So okay, now proceed checkout. Here you can see the value, total estimated value, and number of products. Here we will use a test card. Maybe we can choose a random test card. Maybe we can choose master prepaid card. Okay, so let me put here. After then we need to define a future date. Maybe it will be 31. Then we will have a CVC. Then we will have a zip code. Pay bill, we don't need to save, it is success. And then you can get this transaction ID. Using this transaction ID you can just track your orders. So you can see the last order was 42 and it's success, and this one. So let's check our dashboard. Here refresh your dashboard, Stripe dashboard, and you can see the order, you can see the value. Actually you can see the value 142.5. so here 142.5. so here it's USD and it's paid successfully. So if everything paid successfully, you can check your balance. You can see your test balance is huge and it's on hold, and it's we're just a testing purpose, we're using it on test purpose. So hope this is fine and it's working properly. So it's all about today. We will just try to add more features or something better in the next day. We actually maybe design our dashboards, so maybe you can't access these dashboards if you're not admin. Oh, okay, this email users is an admin. So you can see here we have all users. Then you can see we have manage items. You can manage items, then add items here, manage bookings. And now we have to design these dashboards and manage bookings, these two parts, in the next video maybe if possible. Okay, thank you for today.